What's up?
What's up?
So I can't really say anything too terrible about the last part of that clip where Biden's like falling asleep at, I think it was at a UN meeting. Like, if I'm stuck sitting in a meeting, I'm probably falling asleep too.
Well, that music, man, I'm like dozing off with that music we had in there.
Oh, dude, I know, it's so funny. I was sitting there watching that going, oh man, I'm kind of jealous of Biden. I wouldn't mind closing my eyes right now for a few minutes, you know? But yeah, there was some chick on her phone and people walking around. It must have been like an intermission or a break or something. Still funny. But yeah, I agree. I cut him some slack on that last one. Did we talk about Brandon Falls?
Yeah, I think we did. That was like one of the things of one of the shows like where we played that clip. I'm pretty sure we've talked about that.
Yeah, we must have. I'll put it up here real quick in case anybody had missed it. Yeah, I guess the guy who owns that place renamed the place where he fell on his bike Brandon Falls.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, can you imagine being the Secret Service agents? Like, they're not worried about somebody shooting him. They're worried about him falling and breaking his brain open. Like, seriously. I mean, like, it's got to be hell to be one of those Secret Service agents because you're more worried about him killing himself by falling over than you are anything else.
Right. Nobody's assassinating Joe Biden in order to get us Kamala Harris. Like that.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, that's clearly a step in the wrong direction. A senile 80-year-old who isn't even aware of what he's doing is better than her. Like,
yeah, I mean, do you think our like enemies would sit there and be like, yeah, let's bring in Kamala Harris, this essentially like a black Hillary Clinton or something like that into office? No.
She's not even smart enough to be Hillary Clinton.
I can't believe this administration has lasted the entire 4 years. Like I never in my wildest dreams thought that both of them would make it all the way to the 2024 election. It boggles my mind.
Got a couple months to go, man.
Yeah, and we're assuming that it's still the original Brandon too.
Yeah, but after the James O'Keefe thing came out, regardless of what you think about James O'Keefe stuff, like, was it staged? Like, how much do these people know what's going on? Regardless of what you think of it, now that that's like on the table and everybody knows that that's what they actually think, like they want to find a way to get Kamala out. Everybody acknowledges that Joe's like basically a vegetable that they're just carting around for show. Like they can't just overtly do something. Then it's like giving up the game that just got revealed.
The best part about that whole clip is like, why doesn't everybody in the DNC have a picture of James O'Keefe on their wall saying, "Do not talk to this man ever"? Like, how did that guy get fooled by that? Did you see the meme of like Superman, the Superman meme where he's like got the sunglasses on and glasses off?
Well, it wasn't
the same thing with O'Keefe.
It wasn't O'Keefe himself, was it? It was
it was.
Yes. Was it really?
That was him.
O'Keefe was out on a gay date.
Pretending.
I think he was out on himself.
Because he was like, his hair was like a little just a shade blonde, like instead of his normal like brown hair.
Seriously, how does everybody in the DNC know that that's O'Keefe? Like, especially, I'm assuming they're in the DC area because the guy worked for the White House or the DNC, right?
Is he like putting a picture on Grindr or whatever of some dude that looks similar to what he's going to look like with glasses and his hair dyed a little bit blonde? So they think it's somebody else when they see the Grindr profile, and then when he shows up, they're like, "Yeah, this is close enough to what I was expecting." There's a certain level of doctoring that they're going to do to their pictures to make them look better on the dating app. It's like, and so the person's already like not expecting James O'Keefe. They just think it's the person from the Grindr profile, just a little bit different. And then when they start asking all these questions about the government, they just don't even think anything of it because they're thinking, all right, I'm getting laid tonight.
No. I think that's probably the more likely answer. Like even with the dudes that when they bring those hot chicks in there and they like the Project Veritas that when they were doing that they would bring these hot chicks to these guys, and of course they spill all because they think they're gonna get in their pants.
Well, if that dude was smart, he would have been like, I don't know what James O'Keefe is talking about. He blew me 5 minutes after this video was done. Like, seriously, that's what he should have done. Just totally thrown off the scent. Like just totally messed with O'Keefe.
See, that's the problem though, is we don't actually have impressive elites anymore. Like the people who are at those higher levels, they're not actually elites. They are very unintelligent, unimpressive people. So like they're not smart enough to cover their tracks or throw you off the scent. They're just going to delete their entire social media presence and then that like
pretend it never happened.
Almost and pretend it never happened and almost like verify that it was legit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's messed up, man. It's like how do you not think of that kind of stuff? Like it's not that hard. If I can think of it, they can. I mean, like seriously, you come out and you just say that he did.
They're not that
like
smart.
on American Beauty. Can you
what?
You ever seen American Beauty? He like blackmails his boss. He's like, can you?
When it first came out, I don't remember anything about it.
Oh, I fucking love that movie. It's weird as fuck, but I fucking love it. He's like, can you prove that you didn't offer to save my job if I let you blow me? And it's like, and that's great because then the blackmail isn't even you doing anything gay,
That's hilarious.
I got some news from Justin's neck of the woods here.
Oh,
and
shit.
It's your favorite thing too, Justin. You must have heard about this. Circus animals rescued after truck catches fire on Indiana highway.
Wait, that picture is great.
Zebras, camels, and flames. Oh my!
Oh, that picture is awesome.
Get a video here. Oh, they look like they're pretty docile. At least they're not running off and spreading rampant disease or attacking children.
Is that like the pen that they?
I would hope they're
they were
not attacking
transporting them.
children.
Is in that thing?
Yeah, circus animals.
Let's see. I would assume it's the truck that they were a truck hauling zebras and camels caught fire on a northeastern Indiana highway. Marion, Indiana, a truck hauling zebras and camels for a series of weekend circus performances caught fire early Saturday, prompting police to rescue the animals. It's roamed along the freeway, some munching on grass. Oh, cool. That's non-menacing. It says Interstate 69 in Grant County.
Say, they're lucky it was zebras and camels and not bison or moose. Then you'd have really been in trouble.
Oh, the truck drivers from Sarasota. Go figure. Oh, that makes sense if it's a circus because that's where all the circus people live.
all the carnies are from Sarasota.
Yeah, that general area. It's it's like winter. Like where they come for winter, like back in the day. Back in like the old timey circus days. So it used to be a lot more like of it. Like Gibsonton was where all like the freaks lived. And there's still the Ringling Brothers. Everything's down there. Their college. It's like Ringling Street and shit. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Wait, you can actually go to clown college?
Yes.
Yeah, and if you pass,
isn't that just DC?
I think the Ringling Brothers Clown College is free if you pass. At least it used to be. Steve-O went there. That's why he's officially a clown. Oh, 2 cops got injured, but no animals.
Oh wow.
Were they trying to do something to the animals or what? Keeping them? That's the new word.
I'll give him credit and say they were rescuing them, but
I'm trying to talk Sean into it, but he's not biting. He doesn't want to be a clown, apparently.
Why do you go to clown college, man?
I mean, then you can go to college. It's college.
Yeah.
All you need is all you got to do is show that you have the degree. It doesn't matter what the degree is in a lot of times.
Speaking
people can have degrees in like women's study. They can have a degree in clown college. It's the same thing.
It's so funny. Like my job requires a degree, but they don't care what your degree is in. Like you just had to have had a degree. It doesn't matter.
That's
It doesn't
cool.
matter what it was in. It just had to have been. You had to get a 4-year degree in something. Like,
Yeah, they just got to
Like
show
I-
that you can jump through the hoops and blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and
Just
that's
show
what
that
a
you
lot
can
of
actually
it.
do it.
That's what a lot of it is. It's like you just need to be able to prove that you're able to stick with something for that long, all the necessary bullshit. I mean, I guess I see how that's valuable for like a management type position, because a lot of it is just sticking with it and doing the necessary bullshit. As much as that sucks.
Yeah. So here's the story: a guy got a fish for Christmas and cooked it up with his friends, and then died from eating it. It was the puffer fish.
Oh,
Why would you even think to eat that? I don't.
I have
he's
no
never
idea.
he's never seen that Simpsons episode.
Well, that brings me to this. Too much stuff. Here we go.
Poison, tasty fish. Concentrate.
I want fugu! Fan fugu-tastic. Beautiful language, isn't it, Bart?
It's the best episode.
My skilled hands are very busy at the moment.
You only get one chance with Mrs. Krabappel.
Not quite poisoning, but I saw this rotating in the news cycle. I was confused. Like,
What is that?
apparently, this former Trump official Mike Gale dies after being shot in D.C. Apparently, it's carjacking. I don't know if
Now they're just starting to off them?
That's
Sorry.
what I say.
Loud?
Died in a carjacking in DC just sounds like another weekend in DC. That's like saying 20 people got shot in Chicago over the weekend. It's like, oh, only 20? Like, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Wow, the numbers are down.
yeah, it's like
That's interesting. Well, I mean, at least he didn't like have suicide with 6 gunshots to the back of the head. You know, like then you know it'd be the Clintons then.
Yeah, it's hard to look at anything where like somebody gets shot. I mean, it would be perfect. Like those are the places to carry out hits, is like Chicago, DC, Memphis. Like if you know
like
somebody's
somebody
gonna
robbed
be in
you.
Memphis, yeah, just all you gotta do is just like steal their purse or take their wallet. You can carry out a hit and nobody's gonna think anything of it. Like it's just like, yeah, that's just the average weekend in urban America. Like somebody got shot. That's the way to take
it
out.
would be hard.
That's the way to
it'd be
carry
hard
out
to
hits.
solve. Like,
Right. I mean,
Well, I mean,
I don't even know if they try to solve half of those anymore. Like it's like, yeah, somebody got shot. Happens. And throw it in the pile of other unsolved murders that were
especially the ones that are Clinton adjacent. They don't even try with those. Those are the best, man, because they commit suicide with a shotgun to the back of the head, and then nothing is stolen from them. Like it's like, and then they say it's a robbery.
My favorite one is still the former Clinton lawyer that he hanged himself. He hanged himself from a tree in his backyard, but he also had a bullet or a shotgun wound to the chest, and also like there was no ladder or anything where he like climbed into the tree with. He just like was hanging from the tree, like. So this dude like in regular like business attire climbed a tree with no assistance whatsoever while packing a shotgun hanged himself, and then shot himself in the chest to make sure. Like, come on now. I was born at night, but not last night.
Well, there are some crimes that they can solve, but apparently they don't prosecute. These illegal immigrants who attacked NYPD, like there's footage of them like stomping on police officer, which I mean, depend on your.
Well, I mean, let's see the whole tape
perspective.
now. Let's see. I want to see all the footage before I make my decision.
Well, this is them after they've
said
done it.
Dak said they might have deserved it. The police.
Yeah, they might have provoked him. I don't know. Let's I'm like
Well,
your
I
boomer
can't
uncle. But the
condone. I
opposite,
do understand the anger.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, here's them after they've been they've got perp walked, and then the judge released them, no bail.
News now, NYPD making 2 more arrests, illegal immigrants, and that attack on officers. Those suspects also allegedly stole an officer's cell phone. Well, that'll help them track you down. So a 5th illegal immigrant accused of attacking 2 New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret. He was seen, as you can see, giving his 2 middle fingers to the cameras moments after being released without.
Yeah, so they're just like walking out and flipping
How
off.
do they not even like deport them? Like, why wouldn't just like put them on a plane, deport them?
That's a lot of paperwork.
So is this the incident that they got Michael Rappaport to say that he would vote for Trump?
I'm pretty sure. Let's see.
Hey, come on, let's face it though. Trump's not going to do anything because he can't deport these people.
Migrants in New York City are arrested after attacking NYPD officers in Times Square. 5 were arrested and 4 are already released without bail.
All right, the brawl started when 2 officers were trying to break up a rowdy crowd near a migrant shelter on 42nd Street. While arresting one of the men, the other said, hey, I'm not going to just sit there. I'll jump in. I'll start kicking. I'll stop punching the officers. After all, I don't belong in this country anyway. I could beat up an NYPD officer. What'll actually happen? The Manhattan DA's office saying it's investigating the incident as police search for 5 other men involved.
Yeah, so apparently that's what it was. They were trying to stop, like, break up a fight or something like that, and one of the like, and take one of the guys away.
But if any of the cops would have done what they should have done, and we all know what that is, then there would have been like summer of love riots all over.
Yeah. I mean, they would have been demonized for sure if they. But
yeah, so it's like they can't do anything. Like, why would you ever be a cop in this situation? Like in these big cities.
I mean, you shouldn't. Like, I mean, just let it. If they're not going to prosecute them, like letting them go free with no bail, like, and not even deport them, like.
Or now, I mean, obviously, if they're who they are, and they let them go. I mean, are they not? Do they not have any charges? Are they just letting them off with no bail? But they're supposed, still a normal thing, like because that's. When you get out like on bail or not on bail, doesn't necessarily mean there's no charges, right? So are they not charging them at all, or are they for whatever reason?
The DA said
which is still crazy, but
no, the DA wouldn't
not
press charges.
Yeah, he's not pressing charges.
Yeah, these big city DAs aren't charging anything. They're just that they are
unless you're a white man or
more often than not in these cases, what they're doing is they're letting the police do their job in so much as they arrest them, they book them, and then they turn right around, let them out, no charges. So it's like they stop the incident from happening at the moment that it's happening, and then there's absolutely no dissuasion to do it again because you're not going to get charged with anything. There are no repercussions for any of your actions. That's why these shithole cities are becoming unlivable, and people are fleeing in droves because they're not doing anything about it, which will eventually create a situation like El Salvador. Did y'all see where Bukele, the El Salvadoran president, was reelected with like 90%?
Yeah. There was he was posting about it. He showed. Let me see if I can pull it up here. There's, yeah, here's them celebrating. Yeah, hold on.
If you can't find it, it's fine. I mean, I was just like, that's
what
something
happened,
that's
though?
currently what's currently sweeping across South America is South America had a major issue with crime, not just organized crime, but crime in general. And El
Purse
Salvador's,
snatchings and the like.
yeah, and a lot worse. And
Yeah.
El Salvador's president was just like, all right, we're gonna clean this up, and he mobilized the military and started going through and just incarcerating everybody with no bail, no, like, you're just going to sit in jail and rot until we decide what we're going to do with you. And most of what we're going to do with you is leave you to rot forever. Doesn't matter what it was you did. Like, we're going to solve the crime problem. And everybody was like, hell yeah, we love this. Thank you for taking care of this. And then as that positive sentiment grew in El Salvador, it started to spread to other countries across South America, and then other presidents started doing similar things. To
even Malay's having to do it now. Like,
well, I mean, that was part of Malay's platform to some extent. Like the entire presidential platform for everybody in Argentina was being tough on crime. Like, there was not a single not tough on crime candidate on the docket, because this has become such a major issue and has become such a popular thing across all of South America. Is they have had a major crime problem, and now they are cracking down in the most brutal ways in some places, which has had the American left like all up in arms about how terrible this is that they're doing this. It's like, look at your fucking shithole cities. Like, that is what you are willing to allow. Like,
well, it's like what they're doing now. They're saying about Bukele, like that he's they're saying gangsters are terrified of him. Whatever, he's leading a crusade for public order as an excuse to move towards authoritarianism. Like the Economist is writing here.
How the fuck do these people think that it's authoritarianism to protect their people? Like, seriously, how?
Because they're
authoritarianism is demanding that if you don't get something, it's treatment, that you lose your job. That's authoritarianism.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it comes in, all shades. I mean, obviously, you can use the excuse of pretty much anything when it comes to, protecting what have you to do any sort of terrible thing. So, I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I mean, yeah, I mean, the idea, and of course, the conservative person like myself is that, yes, like there are a lot of innocent people who might get swept up with that. I'm not saying you do what you got to do. Obviously, those places are pretty awful from the get-go. But yeah, I mean, that's the thought process, is that, okay, even if they clean up crime, then what?
Yeah, but do you think that the left really cares about that, or they're just, everything that they don't like is called right wing or authoritarianism? And these people are the most authoritarian people on the planet. Like, the left are the most, they're beyond authoritarian.
And you listen to either the left or the right or what the fuck ever, or the Republicans or the Democrats, whatever the fuck you want to call it, man. You listen to both of them accuse the other side of, like, being like, oh, they're not upholding the rule of law, but then when there's some shit they don't agree with, then they're total outlaws, and that's the cool thing to do. Like, they're just, I don't know, man. It's
but we call out the right when they're being morons too. I mean, like,
sure. But then that's I'm saying that's the other side of the coin. That's the issue, is that the eventuality then gets to then the right side being the tyrannical one, and then it swings back the other way, and then it goes back the fucking other way. And
I mean, it can always
one set of authoritarians to the next.
Sure. It can always go too far for sure, but you got to clean it up somehow, and the only way to clean it up is sometimes with a broad brush.
Well, like you're saying, get out of the cities. You could always go to somewhere that's not in a city that's really cool, where people have things like Cold War era missiles in their garage or garage.
Ooh, that sounds
I guess there's a deceased resident in Washington State in Bellevue, and I don't know, their neighbors or somebody who was cleaning out the property or something found this missile, so they called the cops and everything. But no explosives, no rocket fuel, so they let them keep it. He said, "Yeah, cool. You can just have it then. Do whatever you want."
That is like the ultimate bitch move to
Call the cops.
find a
like,
missile and call the cops. Like, what a fucking pussy. If I find a missile, I'm going to start figuring out how to make this thing functional.
You're gonna put it on the back of your truck for when you get in a road rage situation.
Like, I'm a call my neighbor down the road that's got the shop. I'm gonna be like, hey, what do you know about missiles? Like, can we put this thing in your garage and see if we can make it work?
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you be like, "Hey, bud, cool missile. Thank you. Thanks for showing it to me."
How do we make this thing? How do we make this thing fly?
Fuck that. Look at it. I'm turning it into a smoker. You guys want to come over for some ribs? Oh man, I'd refinish it too, like make
missile
it, like,
ribs,
restore
baby.
it. Yeah, restore it, then turn it into a smoker.
Fastest cooking ribs in the southeast here, tell you.
But I guess they don't know where like it originally came from. It's always kind of funny to me when shit like that, it's one of those backstories that we'll never know, but I really want to fucking know. You know how whoever originally got this came upon it. Apparently, the guy who died, who had it, got it at an estate sale. So somebody else had it and died.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So, got one here. Maybe. I gotta find which one this is. Sorry, I got too many things open here.
Probably just an old septic tank from an RV. Some kids probably slapped a biohazard sticker on it.
So apparently, if you enter into Britain illegally, it's great, but you can't leave. You can't get out. It's like the Hotel California. They're stopping the. I'm not going to call them migrants or illegals. They're going to stop the illegals from leaving, and they're actually finding the people that are trying to get them out.
Where are they trying to go?
Anywhere but Britain, because Britain's a crap hole.
Man, that shit's crazy. Like, even Chicago's not that terrible. Like, there have been a lot of reports of like these refugees or whatever from El Salvador and from Venezuela that got shipped or got bussed from the southern border to Chicago, and now they're leaving. They're like, yeah, we're going back. Like, this place is a hellhole. We're going back to Venezuela. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, this one too, because in Europe, it's a lot of people who got like shipped there from like, horrible war-torn areas. And like, even they're like, yeah, no, fuck this.
Like, serious. Like,
it was better in the fucking desert.
Yeah. Like being bombed in Syria is, it's a lot.
I'm gonna go get cholera. I'd rather
Yeah,
get
but
cholera than eat
they're
a fucking
finding
pudding.
people. They're finding and putting the people in jail that are smuggling them out of the country. Like, that's pretty bad when you can't leave your country you broke into illegally.
When the Hotel California song that you sung there, that song used to like scare the shit out of me when I was a little kid. Like, it was like a horror movie to me, like some place where like you had to go and then you couldn't leave.
Yeah, that's a pretty odd, very weird song. A lot of drugs were involved in writing that song.
Yeah, I mean, it was that era.
Yeah.
Who's the comedian who said like, if you don't believe in drugs, throw away your entire record collection?
I don't know.
Family member one time.
My Black Sabbath collection alone was probably paid for a lot of drugs. So.
And a family member is kind of square. They're like, "Oh, I never got into Pink Floyd because I always thought that was like pothead music." Like, well, yeah, but
it's acid music. Not pothead.
It's like it's kind of all music, is at the least pothead music, right? I mean, you get a few dudes like what, like isn't like who's the Motor City Madman?
Ted Nugent.
Yeah, Ted Nugent. Isn't he like he's like, nah, man, I'm here to work. I don't fucking party.
Yeah, apparently he claims
I got a lot of respect for that though.
He claims he never really did drugs. He claims he maybe would drink a beer here and there, but he wasn't like he wouldn't allow druggies in his band. Really, I don't know.
He's crazy enough without it.
I know, man. You'd probably mellow him out. You probably wouldn't be such an asshole then.
Speaking of assholes, god damn it, that was perfect. I was wondering how to float into this. I was going to go look. Even men can make money showing their buttholes now. F1 driver Botus raises $150,000 with a nude calendar.
Oh my god.
Of himself. Don't worry, there's no pictures that I've come across yet. You got to pay for it, so it was a paywall. I tried. No.
Oh, good.
Like nude calendar, like dong out, or just like seductive poses. And
supposedly, he's bare butted. Photographs of him baring his backside.
The ladies.
How many
like
guys do you think bought
nice
that?
Booty.
How many? What do you think the ratio is from guys or girls who bought that calendar?
I mean, when you make that much money, do you care?
I'm just curious. I'm just curious what the ratio.
So so this was for prostate cancer. This was for prostate cancer.
It is F1
research.
driver. It is an F1 driver, so I would expect more women, but
Yeah, if it was.
I'm just saying, if 1,000 of my Twitter followers want to pay me $20 each for a calendar with me showing my ass, I don't give a shit if it's guys or girls. Like, I'll take the money. We're all whores at some point.
Or James O'Keefe.
He can buy all 20,000 copies. That's fine.
Oh, he drives for Alfa Romeo. Took a photo of him lying naked in a stream in Aspen, Colorado. Yeah, like you said, Trey, if it's a F1 driver, that ups the ratio of women, because that's where you actually do get like chicks are into that.
I don't even know what F1 is.
It's like the top tier of driving, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of like European.
It's open wheel style car racing.
Yeah, the open wheel. It's a lot. There's a lot of Europeans and stuff in that. It's not a.
So it's not NASCAR.
It's not not NASCAR.
Okay.
Yeah,
they don't drive ovals. They drive a lot of the more road course type.
Yeah, it's
F1
racing, dude.
I enjoy NASCAR for the NASCAR-ness of it, but like for actual drive, like if I actually want to watch people race cars, then I do enjoy some F1.
Yeah, they have like the best as far as the competitive racing style stuff.
Yeah,
but NASCAR
it's like
just
indie
like
racing,
entertainment,
even higher up, echelon.
Yeah, I've got IndyCar here. I'm gonna go see a race.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see a IndyCar race in April. They're gonna have one. They have a track here. I didn't know that they raced in Birmingham.
So I worked with a photographer back in my 20s, 30 plus years ago. And we photographed. He photographed the NASCAR stuff. So we would be in the pit shooting. And this was back with film. So loud. I would have earplugs in. Plus, I'd have put stuff over them and then have the muffs that they would give us to wear. Mm-hmm. And you still couldn't hear anything for 2 days after you were done shooting. Like, it was just the loudest I've ever.
They've toned it down. Like the newer cars are not as loud, from what I understand.
Yeah, it was absolute torture because it was like 4 days of just unbelievably loud noises.
And then they're doing this weird thing. They're trying to make like an all electric car, which I don't know why they're wasting their time.
It'd be quiet.
It would be quiet, but like that's the part of the problem. You do like some of the sound. Like if you're an actual NASCAR fan, you do like the sound of the.
Did you guys ever see Did you guys ever watch the Final Destination movies? I think it was the third one.
The
started out with the
tire or whatever. Like the tire comes flying off and kills people or something. Yeah,
we watched recently. We just watched all of them. Actually, we turned that one off because it was so bad.
That one's pretty rough.
One, but. They're good movies. They're fun movies to watch. But
I haven't seen any of those since like high school.
Yeah, I remember watching the first two, and I don't think I watched past that.
The last one is actually the best one. The last one they put out was the absolute best one, but you have to watch them all to get the last one. It threw us for a loop. It was actually pretty creative writing for
have you seen
the exact same movie.
Have you seen the new Scream movies? Like there's been there's been a 5th and 6th Scream movie that have come out over the last couple years. They were actually not bad. I was a big fan of the original trilogy, and then the 4th one wasn't terrible. It just wasn't good. But the last 2 have kind of like rebooted it a bit, and they're pretty good. I've enjoyed them. And apparently the 2 main actresses in the most recent 2 are not very they don't exactly toe the leftist line that Hollywood types are supposed to. There was some talk going around about whether or not the new Scream franchise would get canceled because they were asked some pointed questions and did not give the correct answers. Which makes me like it
real
all the
quick.
more.
I got to bounce, but I wanted to throw this in real quick with the Indy 500 thing. You guys need to look up the John Glenn Indy 500 incident. John Glenn, the astronaut, was driving the pace car, lost control, and crashed into the press stands and almost killed one of my buddy's granddads.
Oh no!
They let him
It's a
fly
funny-
a rocket.
No, it was a pace car.
Yeah, right. It was all filmed.
But yeah, it's if there's actually oil paintings out there of the incident, it's pretty funny.
I'm up.
You looking it up?
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, do you want me to go to the Grammys?
Oh, we can
Wait,
talk
what
about the
happened?
Grammys. I don't really.
Oh, we
I
got
didn't
we got to at
watch
least
the
play
Grammys.
this. Hold on.
I'd say the big stories of the night were
You can't tell me that you get too old. You can't tell me it's too late.
Oh, that.
apparently Big Mike had gotten in a fight somewhere down the street before the Grammys started, and like
ran away and then
knocked somebody the
kinda...
fuck out and then left and went to the Grammys, and so like the police got called and they just like let him finish at the Grammys, and then after the Grammys was over, when he left, they arrested him. So
they'll arrest him for knocking somebody out and probably prosecute him. But 4 guys that are here illegally in New York that beat the hell out of 2 cops just get to walk.
I'm just thinking of poor Chris Rock.
Yeah, why didn't they arrest what's his name?
This is Elon Palmer. Oh, maybe this isn't the same one.
He slapped him. He didn't punch him. So
the pace car is out of control. The race is underway, but all eyes are on the photographer's stand at the foot of the straightaway. An unprecedented accident, and miraculously, no one fatally injured. Meanwhile,
Jesus.
What's that?
No, the one where John Glenn was driving, some people got really hurt really bad. Like my buddy's granddad, like his eyeball popped out of his skull.
Holy shit.
He got flipped up in the air and then landed on the windshield.
Here in the link it says John Glenn. I don't know why that said who else. I don't know. Well, whatever. Well, there was a pace car crash anyhow. Hopefully that was the right one. Oh shit.
The big news out of the Grammys was Miley Cyrus beat Taylor Swift for something or other. I don't know.
Good.
Taylor Swift lost, so now that's probably going to be a big story leading up to the Super Bowl. Is
why
how
Taylor Swift didn't?
Yeah, how Taylor Swift got robbed. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes' dad is trying to spend a couple weeks in the drunk tank so he doesn't have to deal with her. So they say.
Okay. This is it.
Okay.
Has been arrested.
This is better.
The blue car next to him is Mark Donohue, and Bobby Unser on the outside. The green flag is out. They're underway. Going into turn 1. Oh, look, the guy, the pace car has crashed into a photographer's stand. Mark Donohue is taking the lead.
Shit.
We're on the race.
At least you know they got some good footage of it.
What happened down there? The pace car, out of control, crashed into a photographer's stand. People fell out as if a corn crib had been opened, just tumbling down on the track. Chris Schenkel is in the car. Tony Holman is in it. There's the scene. Astronaut John Glenn is in that car with Chris and Tony Holman. A man named Eldon Palmer, a local automobile dealer, was driving the car, not a professional race driver.
Oh, maybe John Glenn was just in the car.
Jesus,
Or they
when you're down there shooting, I mean, like you're focused on what you're shooting. Like you don't see anything around you.
Oh yeah, that'd sneak right up on you, man.
Like,
if you weren't looking.
Yeah,
at
I mean, it just comes right up.
Yeah.
You guys remember those old tacky oil paintings all our parents used to have on their walls, that on the felt?
Yeah.
There's apparently like one of the event, and it's like they caught like there's like a picture out there of my buddy's granddad airborne that they made the painting out of.
Jeez. You gotta find
Why do
that.
they put 4 people in the pace car? Like, that's just asking for trouble. The 4 of them are in there, like, fucking around, cutting up, and realize, oh shit, like, how do we stop this fucking thing?
Either that, or he was arguing with John Glenn about not actually landing on the moon.
I don't think people questioned it back then. Like, that was one of those things that, like, it was a major accomplishment of, like, a huge feat for humanity. I think our degenerate generations are the ones that actually question the legitimacy of that.
No, people questioned it. People questioned it. Did you see? I put it in the thing the other day. Did you see the footage of the dude in the space station where you can actually see the string?
We've showed several of those. There was one that was like all these Chinese people on the International Space Station, and like their hair is standing up and stuff. But then there's a glass of water sitting on the table behind them. Like you can see the glass with water in it. It's just like sitting there, no lid on it or anything.
It's space water, man. It doesn't blow away.
There was one that like this chick, her hair was sticking straight up, but all the guys sitting around her had hair that's like my length. Like, okay, they have enough hair on their head that their hair should also be standing up, unless they've like glued it down to their head. And it's just, yeah, there was one where the guy does the backflip and he like gets a little bit sideways, and you see the other guy like reach over and grab his harness and sit him back down. Like you see the harness pull when he grabs him.
He has a sleeping bag and all of his personal items that he needs on a daily basis, and so it can be quite cozy, and it's quite it's nice and quiet as well.
Oh yeah.
Totally see the string.
Well, they hadn't discovered the crappy Aquaman 2 CGI where the hair moves too much and unrealistic, like it's supposed to be underwater.
Yeah. Sorry, go back to whatever you're talking about. I just got distracted.
Racing. Or this.
I don't remember.
Somebody donated 2 parrots during COVID to a British zoo. It turns out they curse a lot. So like they had to put up a sign.
Or sorry.
Yeah, I think African gray. Is that what you asked?
No, nothing.
Oh, sorry. But they curse a lot, which is kind of funny. So they had to put up a sign saying warning, like parrots curse. So here's what I think is kind of funny is what they're trying to do to remedy this is they're putting the parrots in a much larger flock of other parrots that don't curse to hope that the parrots will change like how they talk. But I'm like, dude, they're just going to teach all the other parrots curse words though.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Maybe it's non-talking birds, or maybe it's some other bird other than parrot. I don't know if they specify, but I'm like, dude, that's a hilarious solution, quote unquote. Put them with other parrots.
I feel like this would be like if you've got a kid in like a preschool class that says a cuss word, and then every other kid starts saying the cuss word. Like as soon as they start to figure, the other birds start to figure it out, and especially if they figure out that gets a reaction, like if every time they say it, the zookeepers are like, "No, don't say that." Then well, fuck that. I'm gonna say it twice as much. Like,
yeah, it's like a toddler. Is that thing like if a toddler curses, you're not supposed to like react or something?
Yeah.
Then they know they're not supposed to say it, so they say it more.
I think I've told it before. Sean was little. He was like, he was a toddler. I think he was maybe 2, and we were at Walmart. You know, they had like the beta fish in the little cups, and he went over and grabbed a cup and pulled it off the shelf, and a bunch of other ones fell into the floor, and luckily none of them like busted open. But I go, damn it, and I go to pick them up, and he looked at me. He goes, damn it. I said no. And then he takes off sprinting across Walmart, just going, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I don't know whose kid that is. Somebody needs to grab it.
Did Andrew Jackson have a foul-mouthed parrot? That's a cool story.
If he did, that makes Andrew Jackson all the better. Like I already liked Andrew Jackson anyway. So like, don't make me like him more.
Parrot. Let's see. Oh, the true story of Andrew Jackson's swearing parrot. All right.
Are you serious?
Pull it up here.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Oh, are they going to make me pay for it? Okay.
I mean, all you really need is the first 2 or 3 paragraphs to find out that Andrew Jackson had a swearing parrot.
Yes, we can fill in the rest ourselves. Andrew Jackson is the only U.S. president to keep a pet bird in the White House. Teddy Roosevelt had a one-legged rooster. Oh, that's cool. Now he's going to make me like Teddy Roosevelt.
I know, man. That's like, it's kind of badass.
James Buchanan supposedly owned 2 bald eagles, because America. But to our knowledge, Jackson was the only one to have a swearing parrot. The bird's name was Pole and was originally meant for Jackson's wife, Rachel, but after she passed away, Jackson became the African Gray's caretaker. So how did the parrot get a foul mouth? We can't say for sure. I think we can take a guess. But with what we know about Jackson, a man so tough and temperamental, his nickname was Old Hickory, it's safe to assume the bird picked up the habit straight from his owner.
I want to know more about the one-legged rooster, man. How the heck did it get around?
I want to know if the bird was. I want to know if the bird was racist as well. Or was he? Did he just, did he just talk shit, or was he also a racist? Like, I mean, I assume, but we need to know more about this foul-mouthed parrot.
Before the so this
Justin, you need to do a deep dive on fact check this about this.
So at his funeral, somebody wrote about at his funeral before the sermon, and while the crowd was gathering, a wicked parrot that was a household pet got excited and commenced swearing so loud and long as to disturb the people and had to be carried from the house. So he interrupted the funeral with swearing. That's cool.
See, now I feel like I need a bird, and I need to teach it how to say cuss words just so that it'll interrupt my funeral.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, that's cool.
Roosevelt's hard to spell.
Roosevelt. You know, I may have lost at the spelling bee, but I'm good with the presidents.
All right, here we go. Let's see, where can I find?
Speaking of the spelling bee, it worked out in your favor. The winner got to sleep with you after all.
Yeah, it was grand. All right. Theodore Roosevelt and family wants to own a one-legged rooster. Oh, is that okay? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Terrible article to pull up. Let me pull up one that actually says something more than that sentence.
Was that a picture of the rooster?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Here's one, the Roosevelt pets. So let's see. We can learn about all their pets in the process.
I would assume Teddy Roosevelt had a lot of interesting pets.
It's 6 children, and
isn't he the one that was riding like the moose in the water or something like that? Wasn't that Roosevelt?
He included a small bear named Jonathan Edwards, a lizard named Bill, guinea pigs named Admiral Dewey, Dr. Johnson, Bishop Doane, Fighting Bob Evans, and Father O'Grady.
Is that where the restaurant got its name, Bob Evans?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe.
Out of Ohio, I know that. Josiah the Badger, Eli Yale the Blue Macaw, Baron Spreckle the Hen, a one-legged rooster, a hyena, a hyena, holy shit, a barn owl, Peter the Rabbit, and Algonquin the Pony. Jesus.
Roosevelt also like died because after he had been president and everything, he was like 70 years old or something, and decided to just keep going on like these like expeditions and going on like floating the Amazon River and doing other crazy shit. And like he ended up dying because he got something happened. He got sick on one of those expeditions. Like he was just gonna like live his life. He wasn't gonna sit around and become a corpse. Like he was gonna get the most out of life that he could possibly get out of it. Like that's what I was like. Yeah, was the creation of the national parks and stuff kind of a not necessarily a good thing? Sure, but Teddy Roosevelt was kind of a fucking badass.
The sparring gorilla. Oh shit. Damn, we learned a lot. Damn, Jay, good poll, man.
It's always fun when we learn shit as well as like talk shit about what's going on in the world.
Yeah,
we get to
learn.
We get to be a little less retarded.
Oh, hold on, I'm working on it.
Maybe not.
Retarded.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.